Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. Fathers and Principles. This is like a part two to the video I did, provisions and protection, a message to fathers. This is a question out there for those of you who are subscribers to my channel or anyone who's watching this video and you are a father. The reason why I'm addressing fathers is because I'm a man, I'm a male. And I hope to be a father someday. And looking at the way the world is right now, I want to ask these questions to those who are fathers right now. The first question is, what changes have you made after you found out you're going to be a father? Or was there, did things change as soon as you became a father, when the child was born? Or, I'm curious as to see what changes have you gone through? And another question is, did you have to alter your principles when you became a father? That's a question I've had on my mind for some time. The kind of person I am now. I'm someone who who works to maintain his principles, but I wonder, would I be put in a situation where I'd have to put my principles on hold for the sake of my children, for the sake of my family? I remember there's a scene. I remember the movie The Patriot, and there was a scene where I believe the character's name is Benjamin. He was played by Mel Gibson, and he was questioned about his principles, and he answered that question by saying, I'm a father, I don't have the luxury of principles. And I wonder at times, is that true? As the world as it is now, or maybe as the world has it always been hard for fathers to retain their principles? Even those principles have been something that will greatly benefit their children, especially their sons, because their sons will someday also be fathers, and they will have to shoulder a lot of the burdens that the world will throw at them. I'm also reminded of another line from you can tell I watch a lot of movies. I remember a line from The Godfather where Don Corleone is talking to his son Michael, and it's a line that kind of also inspired me to do the first video, A Message to Fathers, where he says men can't make mistakes. Women and children can, but not men. Men cannot make mistakes. And I took that to mean that there are more things at stake when men screw up than when women or children screw up. And I see that line is being conveyed, for a father to his son, who's also a father. Michael Corleone was a father in the movie, and it's interesting. I'm using The Godfather for this discussion, but I think it's interesting. Do you believe that? And this third question: do you believe that the mistakes that men make carry more weight than the mistakes that women or children make? I'm starting to, because I'm personally starting on that question. I'm starting to believe so. Just looking at the way, the way things are, with the way men, at least in American society, handle conflict. I was actually taking a rest when I found out there's a organization, I believe it's called, I think it's Fathers Against Gun Violence. And I was thinking to myself, well, aren't fathers supposed to be protectors? If fathers were doing their job, would these kind of things happen? Are they teaching their children how? Are they teaching them certain principles, or are they instructing them to, how to survive in this world? And I imagine that can't be the case, because I don't think the organization should be like that. I think, if anyone's supposed to should be able to readily dish out violence just for protection, I think it's fathers. but that was one instance where I was, I was surprised. Wow, I didn't know a group actually, has ever formed. I believe it formed after Sandy Hook. And I remember how disgusted I was, hearing about that. You know, but like I said, I think about, what if I have children someday? Am I gonna, how is it gonna change? How would it change me? Or if the principles I have now, would they be a great benefit or a hazard to my children if I taught them that? If I taught them things I believe in, which a lot of things I believe in are looked at as being downright distasteful, or they're looked at as being too conservative, too traditional, backwards, unenlightened. Another word I could think of, too macho. Not in touch with softer feelings or a feminine side, especially in boys. So these are the thoughts I have. I think about this a lot. I look at fathers and I see them with their children, and I say, I hope that if I'm blessed to have that opportunity, that I'll do what's right for my children. But I keep wondering, is it, are the principles I hold now, will they be dangerous? But then I also remember that, that wars, that war has always been around. That not just warfare, with armies, but just struggle. There have always been struggles and hardships, and hopefully those principles will help my children. Help my children get through those hardships. Help them survive the things that this war will throw at them. But also do it with through proper ways. I won't want to teach if I have children, I won't want to teach them, to stave off hunger by stealing from the guy next to them. I wouldn't teach them that. I teach them how to work hard to take care of themselves, how to stand up for themselves, especially sons. And I also hope that my instructions, that if I ever have a daughter, she'll learn to look for the same qualities, maybe even better qualities, that can be added on to the things I would teach her when it comes time for her to look for a husband. But these are some thoughts. I'm curious to see what the fathers out there have to say, or even maybe some mothers have. What do you learn from your fathers? And do you were they of great benefits to you now, or do you think they could have been perceived as being hazardous to today's world? And I'm here, like I said, like to see what responses I get from this video. Please leave a comment in the comment section. And if you have any personal messages you want to send me, please send me a PM. Any gripes, complaints, go ahead and send them to me in a PM. Just please be respectful to everyone else who watched this video. But that's my video, Fathers and Principles, and I am reading off a list I made. I'm Edward Jones, and thanks for watching.